I want to thank our staff for their work on this. This has been literally since I was sworn in 5 years ago. They have been working on this and talking about this and planning this and preparing for this. There's been hundreds of community meetings on this, tons of outreach engagement and support for council members as well. And it's really a monumental effort. And I think it's encapsulated with Director Worthington sending me an email on Thanksgiving related to this, and I don't think you've gotten any breaks probably throughout this process, and I just want to recognize that and say it is noticed and it is appreciated, all the work on this. And I want to thank as well all of the engagement from my constituents and from people across the city on this. I received hundreds of emails and also phone calls, and we had lots of people show up at our neighborhood meetings on this. I held a couple of joint meetings on this with Councilmember Gordon, and we had more meetings on this than any other topic during my 5 years in office out in the ward, and received a lot of feedback from constituents. And of course, there's some people that felt that this didn't go nearly far enough and were very passionate about seeing it be a larger change, and there were also folks that are very concerned about this comprehensive plan. And in the case where folks have been concerned, I think one of the remarkable things is really talking through where that's coming from, what the specific root causes are, and trying to see how we can address that throughout this process. And I found in a lot of cases that was possible, and it actually influenced a lot of the amendments that I know I brought forward and I know colleagues brought forward as well. But I also think what was important was going out when we represent over 30,000 residents and talking with people at their doors and at community events and asking them what they think about this as well. And I was really impressed with how many people knew about this, knew the details of this, and overall felt that it was a positive step, but also were able to voice where they have concerns, where they have some skepticism, and also what they're hopeful about. And I think that that's really reflective personally about how I feel about this, because I think inevitably with something so comprehensive as this, there's aspects that we're not going to be perfectly happy about every single piece of this. It's been an imperfect process. It has components that I have some skepticism about or minor concerns about as well. But overall, I think it's a really well-written document. I think it moves our city in a positive direction. And I appreciate my colleagues for their willingness to compromise on this as well and try to balance all of these different concerns that have come forward from a diverse set of perspectives across our city. I think the common root thread of that really is that people love our city and people love their community. And they want to see any change be positive outcomes for it. And I think that's something we all share and we're all coming from on this, and something I appreciate about the conversation. And finally, I think it's important that we carefully monitor this, and as we implement the finite details as well of this comprehensive plan, and make sure we continue to represent those voices in our community, engage our community members, and make sure we're open to making adjustments along the way as necessary. So thank you to everybody involved with this process. I just really appreciate the level of thought and care that's gone into this.